But for me, I feel like there's this false choice that's being presented. That if you only have to choose in an election between bad and worse, that's not really much of a choice. If you have to choose, right, like if you're choosing because we're afraid of Mr. Scheer, but Mr. Trudeau hasn't done the things that we need, and in fact, we're in this position right now where we're afraid of Conservatives because Mr. Trudeau broke his commitment to bring in electoral reform. We're just going to be in this cycle. Like, it's just going to be this revolving cycle. Every election, then Mr. Trudeau's going to always say, or any Liberal leader is always going to say, be afraid of the Conservatives. When do we break that cycle? When do we break that cycle? Let's break that cycle now.
So there you have it. Jagmeet Singh wants to break the cycle. He wants to break the cycle of negative, cynical politics. He wants to break the cycle of Canadians being mad at the Liberals and putting the Conservatives in, and then being mad at the Conservatives and putting the Liberals in. He wants to break the cycle of voting against something rather than voting for something. That, rather than voting for certain policies, you vote out of fear, of what your opponent might do. This is what Jagmeet Singh is here to do. He's here to change the nature of Canadian politics. This isn't just about, electing the NDP. This is about making Canada a better place and going forward, improving the discourse and function of our politics. And only Jagmeet Singh is offering this. Only Jagmeet Singh has the chance to implement this program. Whereas Justin Trudeau and Andrew Scheer, would have the power to do this, but would never use that power towards those positive ends. They haven't, and they never will. As you guys know, the NDP has been on an upsurge in the last few weeks. And the latest poll just out today from Ipsos again shows the NDP up 5 points to 20%, with the Liberals down, yes, but also the Conservatives down, showing yet another poll that as the NDP rises, they take from both the Liberals and Conservatives because Canadians are looking for an alternative that they can trust, that can implement a vision they believe in. And that's not just Liberal voters, that's Conservative voters too. And they both see that in the NDP, right? People might not think that's possible, that a Conservative would like what the NDP is talking about, but we're seeing it. Conservatives and Liberals, the more they see Jagmeet Singh, the more they come over to the NDP because they believe in that optimistic vision of what our country can be. The potential we have that is unfulfilled. The ability to build a just society that we just haven't done because the rich and the powerful have prevented us from doing so. We lack dental care. We lack child care. We lack pharmacare. We lack a wealth tax that will ask the rich to help pay for those things that we need. We lack all of those things, not because they're impossible, not because we can't afford them, not because they're too complicated, but because at the end of the day, the powers that be in the Liberal Party and the Conservative Party and in the boardrooms of our country do not want you to have those things. Both because there's profit to be made in the private models that provide essential services, but also they don't want to pay the taxes required to fund those services. At the end of the day, Singh is offering something fundamentally different from Trudeau and Scheer. That's why he's breaking the cycle. And again, he's going to break the cycle with electoral reform. He wants to end this cynical game. Liberals right now are not even campaigning on anything. They have a platform, ostensibly, but their entire campaign right now is vote for us or you're gonna get it. Vote for us or Scheer wins. A vote for Jagmeet Singh is a vote for Scheer. A vote for Elizabeth May or Blanchette is a vote for Scheer. Because at the end of the day, they have nothing. They have nothing positive to run on. Or if they have something to run on, they know it's not enough for Canadians because the NDP is offering something better on almost every single piece of their policy suite, of their policy book. The NDP can say we have something better. So they're running negative. And the Conservatives right now are running on this fear of an NDP Liberal coalition. Because let's be real, Jagmeet Singh has said very clearly that while he wants to break the cycle, he understands the harm a Conservative government can do, so he's willing to work with non-Conservative parties to oppose them in the next Parliament, should it be a minority. So both the Liberals and the Conservatives are fear-mongering about our first-past-the-post system, and they're both demanding a majority neither deserve, a majority neither can be trusted with, and a majority that would make both of those parties unaccountable to the people that voted for them. This is why we need to empower Jagmeet Singh. Some people have suggested that Singh is playing kingmaker. I'm not giving up on anything. This video is not a concession. Jagmeet Singh can still be prime minister. I really believe that. The odds might be slimmer than a liberal or a conservative becoming a prime minister right now, but at the end of the day, it's still possible. But what is more than possible, and is indeed likely, is that we need to empower the NDP to have the balance of power in our next parliament, to keep both Trudeau and Scheer accountable to their promises to Canadians, to good, non-cynical politics. That's the only hope we have to break the cycle, to break a cycle that has prevented meaningful progress over the last 40 years and more. That's what we need. We need the NDP to be that party. We need Jagmeet Singh to be the leader of that party. Look, there have been elections where the Liberals or the Conservatives have a real rough one. If you recall back in the early 1990s, the Conservative Party almost disappeared. They won like 2 seats. And of course, you remember 2011, where the federal Liberals fell to 3rd place for the first time in their party's history. They had always finished in the top 2. But never before have both the federal Liberals and Conservatives, the 2 big parties, pulled below 35, where they are right now. They are effectively each below 33% support. That is unprecedented. The fact that Trudeau's party and Scheer's party, neither of them can command consistently 1/3 of the electorate is incredible. It shows above all that Canadians do not trust the 2 big parties. They don't trust them. They don't trust their policies. They don't trust their vision. They don't trust their leaders. They don't trust their character. They don't trust their words. They don't believe what those leaders say will be implemented when they actually do take power. And so that's why you're seeing people move to Jagmeet Singh. But it has to be said that we need more movement. Jagmeet Singh needs to have a strong balance of power at the very least. Or if this movement continues, we need to see Jagmeet Singh replace one or both of those parties to really make a lasting impact. Jagmeet Singh is committed to bold progressive policies that he will work to implement in this next parliament. Whether it's in a coalition or in a supply and confidence deal, or whether the NDP as government itself, they will work with anybody who's willing to work with them, except for the Conservatives, to implement those policies. That's positive, cooperative government, and it's what we need in this country. Justin Trudeau has not committed to do whatever it takes to stop Andrew Scheer and implement progressive policies in our next parliament. He has not made strong commitments to pharmacare. He has not made commitments to dental care. He has not made commitments to taxing the rich. And the only way Justin Trudeau will ever do any of those things is if the NDP can hold the balance of power and make him do it. So that's what's at stake, folks. We have less than a week left now. The election is very close, and the only national party with momentum is Jagmeet Singh's NDP. The Liberals and Tories are tanking. Know that if we continue to line up behind Singh and his bold progressive vision, we can build a better country. But it can only happen if the NDP continues this Singh upswing. Let's continue this trend. Let's keep working hard. Let's keep making that push. Let's keep talking to our friends and colleagues. Let's keep talking to our family and let them know that we can do something really special in this election that will make Canada a better place forever. This could be an election, guys, that we talk about 50 years from now. Look, Medicare came out of a minority government. I've noted this before. In the early 1960s, the NDP held the balance of power. Tommy Douglas led the NDP and Lester Pearson was the Liberal Prime Minister. And because of that balance of power, numerous progressive policies were implemented that may never have come, or if they did come, would have come in some half-assed manner. The NDP's pressure ensured that all of the major things we hold dear as Canadians, Medicare, pensions, CPP, federal student loans, and on and on and on, things that make our country better, came out of that minority situation in the 1960s. And Tommy Douglas is remembered as one of the greatest Canadians in our history because of it. Jagmeet Singh has the opportunity to do the same thing by adding dental care and pharmacare and child care to our national programs to make our nation better. But it can only happen if we line up behind him and we show that he has the support of Canadians to implement that vision. That, at the end of the day, is what's at stake. We're going to break the cycle of negative conservative and liberal politics, and we're going to build a new path towards a bright progressive future.